My name is Alex Lowery. I'm a college student on the autistic spectrum and a public speaker on autism. For a long time, I felt incapable of going to college, but with the right support, I have managed to succeed in this area, but just later than most people do. I wanted to speak to other autistic students about their experiences of college, and I hope I can both raise awareness of autism and help autistic people who are starting college. I started by getting in touch with Cameron Grant. How do you see autism affect you personally? What traits of autism do you experience?
So there's very few times where I am quite awkward. So quite socially awkward sometimes. Like I forget my cues.
And how about in college? Do you have any struggles? Do you need any support at all?
My reading's fine, but I just can't make sense of the words sometimes I'm reading, so I might need like more physical support than verbal support. I mean.
So what advice would you give to other students or other people who are autistic people who are starting college?
The advice I would give is to be self-accepting, very self-accepting, and if something tricky has been given to you, there is a way around it, and you can work your way around it. It depends on the support. Like it half depends on both yourself and the support that you're going to be given.
Very well said. I then spoke to Dominic Roberts, an artist on the autistic spectrum. When were you diagnosed with autism, and how did you feel when you found out you were autistic?
I found out when I was 16. I wasn't exactly surprised to find out I was on it. I always knew that I was different to other people. I always preferred quiet corners, my own personal space, rather than hanging out with others.
And how would you say your autism affects you personally? Like what traits do you experience of autism?
I struggle to make friends. Quite often I haven't made any permanent friends the past couple of years. Everyone's been more of an acquaintance.
Do you have any particular things that you're fixated on?
I'd say the only thing I'm fixated on is my art.
Oh yeah. Do you think that autism is an advantage in that sense? Because like sometimes it can mean that you have a particular eye for detail.
I think it can be an advantage, yeah. There are a lot of artists I admire, like Brian Froud, very detailed work, and I find that I'm able to imitate his artwork because of that. I'm able to capture that same level of detail in a sense.
There are even some autistic students on my own course. One of them being Ben McGinnis. When was it you were diagnosed?
I was diagnosed about 3 years ago now.
Oh, right, so it's fairly recent.
Yeah, but I could tell looking back on it now, how I was as a child, that I was definitely autistic. But my parents just never saw it, and so I wasn't diagnosed as early.
How would you say autism affects you? What traits of autism do you experience?
It's generally like I get quite nervous around, like, say, new people when I meet them, especially girls. I mean, I know that's for most people anyway, but like I get really nervous. I expect bad things to happen.
So in college, do you have any challenge? Do you face any challenges at all?
I struggle a little bit with starting work. I mean, like once I've got it started off, I'm fine then. I can get on with it. But say we have to do multiple sections, it's starting up those sections and knowing what to write.
Are there any ways which you see autism as an advantage?
I like telling the truth to most people, and so then I can just be honest with them. I think if I didn't have autism, I wouldn't be like I am. I wouldn't be as kind and as emotional. I've got emotional as well, so I think it is an advantage in a way, yeah.
Autistic people can clearly face many different challenges when going to college. If this documentary has shown anything, it's that it doesn't necessarily have to hold you back. You just need to find the right support, and you need to find a course that fits you personally. Even if you're not able to attend college, at this point doesn't mean that you won't be able to in the future. Because that was the case for me.